Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to another awesome video. My name is Noks. If you are here for the first time, we talk about everything around employment. So down below there's a red subscription button. Go ahead and press it. It's absolutely free. Don't also forget to follow me on Instagram at NoksMSSD. So guys, I've decided on doing a series of videos and on things that I learned very late in my career. And I'm doing this because I really want to help, and I know how I delayed the growth part of it, because there are things that I wasn't confident to do. And I know that after watching this video, you guys learn something and do things differently, because I really like seeing people grow. I like seeing people climbing the ladders, and I like seeing people being confident and being able to do something towards growth for their career, because we do spend a lot of time at work. So we can't then act like being at work is something that we can close our eyes and be there for 8 hours and be unhappy and go back to our homes and all is well. Okay, career does really, it obviously does pay our bills. It brings money. It allows us to take our kids to the schools that we want our kids to go to. It allows us to eat the type of food that we want to eat. It allows us to just, it does bring that financial freedom of some sort. Okay, so guys, one of the things that I've learned very late in my career is to negotiate my salary. Now, you can see that I'm black. I'm very black. And my parents are black. So, the money talk is not the easiest talk. And for me, growing up, money has always been that sensitive part, that thing that you don't talk about. Even growing up, if your mother owed, or your neighbor owed your mother money and your mother will send you to go collect, they wouldn't tell you that go collect my money. They had a name, and they would name money so that it doesn't look like you are going to collect iskoloto for your mother. It will be Leon or Leon Batla. We grew up in that space. And again, growing up, the talks about money, finances in detail, those talks were not introduced, were never introduced. And all we knew was, when comes month end, mama has money, daddy has money, and your request might be fulfilled financially for everything that you wanted. But talking about it in detail, what is money, and going to varsity and starting a new job, and how much are you getting paid? Can you really negotiate your salary? For me, those were one of the things that I learned very, very late. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself. I know myself. My work ethic is on another level. When someone gives me an opportunity to work for their company, I work as if I'm a shareholder. With 0 shares in there, I put in the effort. Some days I don't feel like working, but I go there because someone has trusted me with the opportunity, or they've given me an opportunity and must work. And it took me so long, guys, to get to a point where I would ask for what I honestly believed I deserved. For the longest time ever, I worked for companies where I just take what they give me. And whatever we agreed on, I would go for 2-3 years without sitting down with the boss and actually saying, I've been putting in the effort, and I really believe it's time we review the salary. And most of that was based because growing up, you don't question an old person. We sort of respect our bosses like our parents. So when you get a job, this thing, that's how you've been raised, you sort of carry it and take it with you in the workplace. Respect is very much needed, which is a good thing. And I really appreciate coming from a home where you've been groomed or told to respect anyone, whether you are related to them or not. But there are things that I've looked at back then, and I said, I'm seeing people negotiating their salary, getting 25% increase, getting other benefits in the bag. And because you carry that so much that I can't question, I can't ask for more, you sort of get to a point where you just appreciate what you are given. And even when you know that you are putting 200% effort, you're not at a point where you can actually sit down and say, I'm actually putting 200% effort. I'm not asking for much, but I'm asking for 5% increment. It takes a lot. I know people that are like 50s, 60s, they have never negotiated their salaries. I do come from a family where my mom was a teacher for like 20 years. She has never done that. We know with government departments, they don't really negotiate their salary. If there's increment for teachers, it would be announced and everyone would get 7% or 8% increment. And my dad worked for Nestle, and I've never heard him talking about negotiating a salary. And my bonus dad, being a principal, same thing with the Department of Education. It's one of those things that are standard. So me not hearing anyone, and none of my siblings have ever said to me, I just spoke to my boss. So it's something that you then hear from other people when you talk, like, you know. And guys, I'll tell you that I have seen people start before me and negotiating things for their own terms, what's suitable for them. This might not be just negotiating for salary, but even for benefits. And I've seen people do this. I've had friends that I'm close with share this information, and I've really seen them thrive and do well in their field. I've seen them climb the ladder to a point where I'm like, for someone who puts in the effort like me, I really deserve it. And I don't know how to explain the feeling of putting in the effort and you finally face your boss, which is not the easiest thing, and your boss listens to you because you've done your research and you've got all the things and the documents to sort of prove that really your boss should really be considering looking at your salary or percentage up there. And I remember when I decided to do it and I spoke to my boss, my boss listened, and one thing that she said was like, she really looked, my eye contact was on point, you guys. I wanted to do this when I was really confident, and I was very confident when I did it. I didn't want to tata my chance, because I understood how much it meant, and it took me a long time to do it. But when I did, I was so happy, and I know it's one of those things that people, when you share with people, people don't really understand how much it means and how deep, and you know how much of an achievement personally, you know, that personal growth that you can share with people. But for you, it's like you are clapping hands and say, I cannot believe Iskepsel that is like me is able to sit down and negotiate such things on my own terms and things that make me happy. When my boss said to me, Noks, you must be really brave, because a lot of people don't come to my office, sit down with me, look at me in the eyes and say, I deserve better than what you are giving me. Right there, I wanted to say, I think we are done. I think goal achieved. I want to put a very big tick, because for me, that was a very good achievement. Something that I've seen other people around do it, something that I've never experienced in my own family. I've never been told by anyone in my family that it's possible. But obviously growing and being exposed into these things and seeing other people do it and do so well and get what they want, and eventually I do it, and I do it well to a point where my boss can get to say, no one really comes here and speak to me like this. You must really be putting in the effort, and your concerns are heard. Let's speak about it in a week or so. And I did get what I was asking for. So if you are watching and you are that person that believes I am just going to wait and wait, let me tell you, everyone is out there for themselves. That I have to tell you. Our bosses are concerned about other things. They're worried about bringing millions, and you are the one that they are using to bring in those millions. So if you don't say anything, and if you don't speak about these things, and if you don't challenge yourself to build the confidence and learn these skills and try your level best to do that, they would forever expect so much, and down there you are just complaining and crying because you feel like the basic needs and the few things that I need to really make me happy so I can bring you millions and billions and trillions, they will never sit down and say those things. I really say people are really blessed in companies where an increment is just like an automatic thing, and it's something that they address them about, where there's always a meeting to say this is how bad we're doing, or this is how good we're doing, and we are going to review, and they come up with, we're going to increase your salary by 6.2, 6.57%. I really feel if you work for such a company, you are really blessed. But at the same time, if you work for a company that don't do things like that until you build your confidence, and you are able to speak, and so that the tricky thing again about asking for your salary is that you need to put in the effort. You can't be the guy that puts 5% effort and you expect your boss to review your salary, because that's not being fair. So I'm saying this because I know myself, and I know how much pressure I put on myself, and how much hard work I put, my work ethic into it, and how much I prioritize and pride myself whenever I achieve or I help a company move from where they are to where I really believe they should be. And if I'm putting in those efforts, all I'm saying is I've always known that the least that the boss can do is just to throw in a few thousands nyana, just to at least make me happy. And guys, that thing I learned very late in my career. And I look back and say, if I've learned that with my first job, I know I would be in a better place. But in life, they say it's never too late. I'm very grateful that I did challenge myself, and I keep putting in the effort, even where I saw that I was not appreciated in the previous companies that I've worked, where the boss wouldn't just speak to me and say, you're putting in the effort, I can see, and you really deserve something better. I am not regretting putting in the efforts. I'm always gonna put efforts whether I'm appreciated and I can see it or not. But me being able and knowing that I can sit down and negotiate things in my terms that benefits me, guys, that thing I learned very late. I always feel so good when I hear someone starting up their job and I see them negotiating their own terms, whether it's working hours, whether it's added benefits, whether they want to structure their own salary in a way that benefits them. I'm really saying, as there are parents, we're gonna do a better job with our kids, and we're gonna raise our kids not to be scared to speak about money, because when you are working for someone, you are putting in the effort in exchange for a salary. And if you are putting as much effort and you feel like your salary is not matching with the effort that you are putting, you have every right to go and address it. But again, it takes a level of confidence. So I will do another video on the comment section down below. Please do share as well, because we are forever learning in our lives, in our career. We are forever learning things that we can improve on. If there's one thing that you've really achieved and you learned very late in your career, on the comment section, please be as detailed as you can and drop that comment and share your experiences, and even things that you are still learning, because there are things as well that I'm still conquering and trying to fight and make sure that I achieve them. Please do use the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you on another awesome video.